What if I told you that a tiny seed sitting in your kitchen right now may help your blood vessels open wider and support stronger erections after 50? I'm Dr. Lila Romano, and what modern urology is discovering about this tiny seed may completely change the way we think about male circulation and performance. Many men believe that weaker erections after the age of 50 are simply the result of getting older. It's a common assumption and one that has been repeated for decades. But when we look at the medical science behind male sexual function, the reality is far more specific. In most cases, the real issue is not age itself, but changes happening inside the body's vascular system. An erection is fundamentally a circulation event. When a man becomes aroused, signals from the brain trigger the release of chemical messengers that tell the blood vessels in the pelvic region to relax and widen. This widening allows blood to flow rapidly into the spongy chambers of the penis. As these chambers fill with blood, pressure builds, creating firmness. When circulation is strong and the blood vessels are flexible, this process happens quickly and naturally. However, as men move past 40 and into their 50s, the body's blood vessels often begin to change. Over time, arteries can gradually lose elasticity. Their inner lining, known as the endothelium, may not function as efficiently as it once did. This lining plays a critical role in producing nitric oxide, a molecule that signals blood vessels to relax and expand. When nitric oxide production decreases, the vessels cannot widen as effectively. The result is reduced blood flow. Even if desire is present and hormone levels are relatively stable, the physical mechanism required for a strong erection may struggle to perform at the same level it once did. The blood simply cannot move as freely through the narrowed or stiffened vessels. This process can begin quietly years before symptoms appear. Many men first notice subtle changes, erections that take longer to develop, firmness that doesn't feel quite the same, or difficulty maintaining an erection during intimacy. These experiences can lead to frustration or confusion because the mind feels ready, yet the body doesn't respond with the same reliability. Lifestyle factors often accelerate these vascular changes. Diets high in processed foods, long periods of physical inactivity, chronic stress, and poor sleep habits can all contribute to reduced vascular health. Over time, these factors can influence how well blood vessels respond to the signals that normally trigger dilation. What's important to understand is that the penis contains some of the smallest blood vessels in the male body. Because they are so small, they are often among the first places where circulation problems become noticeable. In fact, many urologists view erectile changes as an early indicator of broader vascular health. This means that the issue many men attribute to aging is often connected to circulation efficiency. When blood vessels remain flexible and responsive, the body is far more capable of producing the pressure and blood flow necessary for strong erections. Research in urology and cardiovascular science continues to show that supporting vascular health plays a central role in maintaining male sexual performance. The better the blood vessels function, the easier it becomes for the body to deliver the surge of blood required during arousal. Small improvements in circulation can translate into meaningful differences in firmness, responsiveness, and overall confidence during intimate moments. To understand why erections change with age, it helps to first understand the biological process behind them. Many people assume erections are simply a reaction to desire or attraction, but in reality, they are the result of a complex interaction between the brain, nerves, hormones, and the vascular system. At the center of this process is one critical factor: blood flow. When a man experiences sexual stimulation, signals begin in the brain. These signals travel through the nervous system toward the pelvic region, activating specialized nerves that communicate with the smooth muscle tissue surrounding the blood vessels in the penis. Once these nerves are stimulated, they trigger the release of a chemical messenger known as nitric oxide. Nitric oxide plays an essential role in the erection process. Its primary function is to signal the smooth muscle inside blood vessel walls to relax. When these muscles relax, the blood vessels widen in a process known as vasodilation. As the arteries expand, they allow a significantly greater volume of blood to flow into the penis. Inside the penis are two sponge-like chambers called the corpora cavernosa. These chambers are designed to fill with blood during sexual arousal. As blood rapidly enters these chambers, pressure builds within the surrounding tissues. At the same time, the veins that normally drain blood away from the penis become compressed. This trapping of blood is what allows the penis to become firm and maintain an erection. For this process to work efficiently, the blood vessels must remain flexible and responsive. Healthy arteries can quickly widen in response to nitric oxide signals. When the vessels are able to expand fully, blood flows freely and the pressure required for a firm erection develops naturally. However, several factors can interfere with this delicate system. As men age, the inner lining of the blood vessels, the endothelium, may begin to lose some of its ability to produce nitric oxide efficiently. This means the chemical signal responsible for relaxing the arteries becomes weaker. Without sufficient nitric oxide, the blood vessels do not open as widely as they should. When arteries fail to dilate properly, blood flow into the erectile chambers becomes limited. Even a small reduction in circulation can affect the firmness and duration of an erection because the process depends heavily on rapid blood inflow and sustained pressure within the tissues. Circulatory health also plays a major role in this system. Conditions that affect the cardiovascular system, such as high cholesterol, elevated blood pressure, or poor vascular elasticity, can make it more difficult for blood vessels to respond to nitric oxide signals. Over time, the arteries may become narrower or less flexible, reducing their ability to carry blood efficiently. Because the erectile process depends so heavily on circulation, the penis often acts as an early indicator of vascular health. The arteries supplying this area are smaller than many other arteries in the body, which means even minor changes in blood vessel function can become noticeable sooner here than elsewhere. When the vascular system is functioning well and nitric oxide signaling remains strong, the body can quickly deliver the surge of blood necessary for an erection. The coordination between nerve signals, blood vessel relaxation, and blood trapping inside the erectile chambers allows the body to produce firmness, responsiveness, and stability during intimacy. In recent years, researchers studying male vascular health have begun paying closer attention to certain natural foods that contain compounds capable of supporting circulation. Among these discoveries is a surprisingly small ingredient that has existed in traditional diets for centuries: tiny plant seeds that contain powerful bioactive compounds linked to blood vessel function. Many of these seeds are rich in natural nitrates, antioxidants, and amino acids that influence how blood vessels behave inside the body. Scientists have become particularly interested in their ability to support the production of nitric oxide, the molecule responsible for signaling arteries to relax and widen. When nitric oxide levels increase, blood vessels are able to expand more easily, allowing circulation to improve. One of the most fascinating aspects of these seeds is their concentration of L-arginine and other plant compounds that participate in the body's nitric oxide pathway. L-arginine is an amino acid that acts as a building block for nitric oxide production. When consumed through diet, it can be converted by the body's enzymes into nitric oxide, helping blood vessels maintain flexibility and responsiveness. These seeds also contain polyphenols and antioxidants that support the health of the endothelium, the delicate inner lining of blood vessels. The endothelium plays a crucial role in regulating circulation. When it functions well, it releases signals that control whether arteries tighten or relax. Over time, factors such as aging, stress, and poor diet can weaken endothelial function. antioxidant-rich foods help protect these cells from oxidative stress, allowing them to continue producing the signals needed for proper vascular dilation. Another important property of many small seeds is their content of healthy fatty acids and micronutrients, such as magnesium and zinc. Magnesium helps regulate smooth muscle relaxation in the walls of blood vessels, while zinc supports hormonal balance and cellular repair processes. Together, these nutrients contribute to the overall environment that allows circulation to operate efficiently. Researchers examining dietary patterns have noticed that populations consuming seed-rich diets often show improved markers of cardiovascular health. Improved circulation, reduced inflammation, and better vascular flexibility have all been observed in individuals who regularly include these foods in their nutrition. Because erections rely heavily on healthy blood vessel function, scientists have begun exploring how these natural compounds might indirectly support male performance. If the arteries responsible for delivering blood to the pelvic region are able to expand more easily, the body can deliver a stronger surge of blood during arousal. The concept is not based on stimulation alone, but on vascular efficiency. By supporting the pathways that regulate nitric oxide production and endothelial health, certain natural seeds may help maintain the responsiveness of blood vessels as men age. This has led researchers to examine traditional dietary ingredients that were historically valued for vitality and endurance. What once appeared to be simple kitchen staples are now being analyzed in laboratories for their chemical composition and their effects on circulation-related biological pathways. Many of these seeds are small enough to fit in the palm of a hand, yet they contain a complex combination of plant compounds that interact with the body's vascular system, influencing how arteries relax, how blood flows, and how efficiently oxygen and nutrients are delivered throughout the body. When blood vessels are functioning properly, the body is able to regulate circulation with remarkable precision. Arteries constantly adjust their diameter in response to signals from the nervous system, hormones, and chemical messengers produced within the vessel walls themselves. This ability to expand and contract allows blood to move efficiently throughout the body, delivering oxygen and nutrients exactly where they are needed. During sexual arousal, this system becomes especially important. The body must rapidly redirect blood toward the pelvic region, specifically into the specialized erectile tissues of the penis. These tissues depend on a sudden and sustained increase in blood flow to create the pressure necessary for firmness. If the arteries supplying this region can widen quickly, blood enters the erectile chambers in large volume, allowing the tissues to expand and become rigid. Inside the penis are two cylindrical structures known as the corpora cavernosa. These chambers are composed of a network of tiny vascular spaces surrounded by smooth muscle. When the brain sends signals of arousal, the smooth muscle within these structures begins to relax. At the same time, the arteries feeding the area expand, allowing blood to rush into these vascular spaces. As the chambers fill, the expanding tissues compress the veins that normally drain blood away from the penis. This compression helps trap blood inside the erectile tissue, maintaining the pressure needed to sustain an erection. The balance between incoming arterial blood and restricted venous outflow is what allows the penis to remain firm during intimacy. When blood vessel dilation is strong and responsive, this entire process occurs smoothly. The arteries deliver blood rapidly, the chambers expand fully, and the veins remain compressed long enough to maintain stability. Even slight improvements in how well arteries relax can significantly influence the amount of blood entering the erectile tissues. However, when blood vessels lose flexibility or fail to respond to chemical signals efficiently, the process becomes more difficult. Narrower arteries limit the volume of blood that can enter the penis. Without sufficient inflow, the erectile chambers cannot reach the level of pressure required for full firmness. In some cases, an erection may begin but fail to remain stable because the balance between blood entering and blood leaving the tissues becomes disrupted. This is why vascular health plays such a central role in male sexual performance. The body relies on healthy endothelial cells lining the arteries to release signals that trigger dilation. These signals tell the smooth muscles surrounding the vessels to relax, creating the space needed for blood to pass through more freely. Improved dilation means that arteries can respond more efficiently during moments of arousal. Wider vessels allow greater blood volume to move into the pelvic region, increasing pressure within the erectile chambers. As pressure builds, the tissues expand more completely, leading to stronger firmness and better stability. Because erections depend so heavily on this vascular response, even subtle improvements in circulation can influence performance. When blood vessels maintain their elasticity and respond quickly to the body's chemical signals, the entire process, from arousal to full erection, becomes more efficient and reliable, driven by the body's natural ability to regulate blood flow through its network of arteries and smooth muscle tissues. Male vitality and intimate confidence are influenced by a wide range of biological systems working together inside the body. While many people focus only on hormones when discussing male performance, modern health science shows that circulation, metabolic health, and daily lifestyle habits all play equally important roles. The body depends on a steady interaction between these systems to maintain energy, physical responsiveness, and healthy sexual function as men grow older. One of the most important foundations of male vitality is vascular health. Blood vessels act as the transportation network of the body, delivering oxygen, nutrients, and chemical signals to tissues that depend on them. When circulation remains strong and arteries maintain their flexibility, organs and muscles receive the resources they need to function efficiently. This is especially important for sexual health because erections depend heavily on rapid and sustained blood flow. Nutrition has a powerful influence on how well the vascular system performs. Diets rich in whole foods, such as vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, and healthy fats, provide the body with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that support cellular function. Antioxidants help protect blood vessels from oxidative stress, which can damage the delicate endothelial lining responsible for regulating circulation. Certain nutrients are particularly important for maintaining vascular responsiveness. Magnesium contributes to smooth muscle relaxation within artery walls, helping blood vessels widen when the body requires increased blood flow. Zinc supports hormonal balance and plays a role in cellular repair processes throughout the body. Omega fatty acids found in many plant foods help maintain the structural flexibility of blood vessel membranes. Physical activity is another major contributor to vascular health. When the body moves regularly, the cardiovascular system becomes more efficient at pumping and circulating blood. Exercise stimulates the production of nitric oxide within blood vessel walls, which helps arteries remain flexible and responsive. Even moderate activities such as walking, stretching, or light strength training can encourage healthy circulation throughout the body. Sleep and stress management also influence male vitality. Chronic stress can lead to elevated levels of cortisol, a hormone that may interfere with several biological processes related to energy and circulation. Poor sleep patterns can further disrupt hormonal balance and reduce the body's ability to repair and regenerate tissues overnight. When sleep is consistent and restorative, the body has time to maintain the systems responsible for metabolic and vascular stability. Another important aspect is maintaining healthy metabolic function. Blood sugar balance, cholesterol levels, and body weight all influence how well the cardiovascular system operates. When these factors remain within healthy ranges, blood vessels are less likely to develop stiffness or narrowing that can interfere with circulation. Because erections rely on the body's ability to move blood quickly through small arteries in the pelvic region, Improvements in overall circulation often translate into noticeable changes in intimate performance. When the vascular system is supported through proper nutrition, regular movement, balanced sleep, and healthy lifestyle habits, the body becomes better equipped to maintain the processes that contribute to strength, responsiveness, and confidence in intimate moments.